There's just certain games that during the week you get overly excited for. Well, if you're me, and if I'm being honest, I also had my morning coffee today, so I'm feeling pretty good. But as it pertains to the game of the week for this week, we're gonna kind of try to bring back this segment, just kind of talking about which game does look like the best game of the week. I think it's gonna be the Los Angeles Chargers versus the Kansas City Chiefs. You've got two teams vying for the top spot in the AFC West. Obviously, the Chiefs. I mean, they're the favorites. They should always be the favorites. So the Chiefs sitting at 7-2, the Chargers at 5-4. The Chargers, of course, just recently dropping a game that, quite honestly, I'm going to be honest, I felt like they were in a position where they probably shouldn't have lost that game. Overall, the Chargers are a very, very talented team, and I think moving forward, they are going to be in a position where they can make up for it. But overall, anytime that you go now you go up against the number one team in the division, and right after freshly dropping a game against the 49ers. And again, I don't think that it's the end of the world, but you got to climb yourself out of a hole now, and it's against the best team in your division. Arguably, I know that there's a lot of other teams. I know that things haven't gone according to plan for the Raiders like we thought it would, but it is what it is at this point. So, but as far as the things are looking, we will give you a look at both teams and their statistical categories. We'll start right now with the Chargers. You got Justin Herbert, who leads the way with 2,450 passing yards. He's got 14 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Honestly, he's just a stud. It's Justin Herbert. There's nothing really else you can say about him. I think he's easily a top 10, probably a top 5, potentially a top 3 quarterback in this league right now. Also Austin Eckler, He's got 451 rushing yards this year, 6 touchdowns. I think he's going to get going a little bit more as the year goes on. I mean, because it's Austin Eckler. The dude's just a stud. He also leads the team in receptions with 67, with 420 yards as well and 4 touchdowns. Obviously, Mike Williams as well as Keenan Allen have been out, so that is what it is. I've liked how Joshua Palmer has stepped up. And the Chargers, I mean, everybody's been covering it. You're a very injured team. You're hoping that they can get a lot of their guys back. So it is tough, but I really like me some Josh Palmer moving forward. Also, defensively, Derwin James, you lost J.C. Jackson earlier in the season. It is what it is. Injuries happen around the NFL, but Derwin James really continues to set the tone for them. I would really like to see them stop the run a little bit better and get after the passer. I mean, Khalil Mack leading the way there with 7 sacks. Again, it is what it is, especially with the kind of injuries that you have had and seen some of your guys on the defense. By the way, Drew Tranquill is kind of a stud. I don't know if a lot of people remember that, but I think that the Chargers are in a really good spot just in terms of when you look at the whole totality of things, offensively and defensively. They're still a very talented team, injuries aside, so I'm excited to see how they will really overcome those injuries moving forward and potentially battle for the AFC West. Now on to the Chiefs side of things. So I was looking at this earlier, I apologize. So you got Patrick Mahomes, who's leading the way with 2,936 passing yards, 25 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. Again, I think he's the man. It's Patrick Mahomes. Everybody compares themselves to Patrick Mahomes, or every quarterback. Everybody compares every other quarterback to Patrick Mahomes. Why? He's the man. It's Patrick Mahomes. So you've got 3 running backs on the Chiefs that I just love the Chiefs and how they approach the running game. They've got a committee of running backs, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who has 69 carries for 293 yards and 3 touchdowns. Also, Isaiah Pacheco. I expect him also, he's kind of in a similar boat as Austin Eckler. I expect him to kind of get going more as the season goes along. He's got 60 carries for 279 yards and a touchdown. Pat Mahomes out there getting it done as well on the ground. But Jerick McKinnon also, he's a very underrated back. He deserves a lot more credit than a lot of people give him that credit. Travis Kelce, I mean, new heights. If you guys listen to their podcast, him and his brother Jason, it's awesome. It is absolutely awesome. But Travis has 63 catches for 740 yards and 8 teddies, including 4 in one game. It is what it is. Juju out there doing some things, as well as Marquez Valdes-Scantling. But I am excited. I'm so excited about Kadarius Toney, who caught his first touchdown as a Chief this last week. So I think that they're heading in a very positive direction. They're going to find a way to continue to get their playmakers the ball and really get the ball in the hand of Patrick Mahomes, because he's a stud. So Nick Bolton defensively leading the way there with 81 total tackles. I'm waiting patiently for Leo Chenal, their their 3rd or 4th round pick linebacker stud coming up out of Wisconsin, to finally get his shot. But I mean, Nick Bolton, You get it. You get it. He's just a stud on defense. Also, L'Jarius Sneed has 3.5 sacks, and he's second on the team with 64 total tackles. You've got, 7 sacks from Chris Jones this year, so their defensive line is getting after it. Another player that I'm really looking at, too, really, is Brian Cook and George Karlaftis, 2 of their rookies this year. I really feel like they're going to be more incorporated into the defense, especially towards the tail end of the season, because, you see this a lot from the Chiefs. They bring in these guys, they really want to see how they develop, and then they finally put them, and they just plug them in and see how they all perform. So, yes, Jalen Watts leading the way there with the interceptions for the Chiefs. And like I said, there's a lot of different things that are going to go on with this game. Both teams are in a very interesting position, especially when you consider the fact that both of them, quite honestly, are, again, battling for the AFC West. I know the Chargers, again, have faced some injuries, but like I said, this is overall going to be very interesting to see how both teams do come out swinging. So, injury report so far on Wednesday, Mecole Hardman had some abdomen, or was having an illness there. He did not participate. I will try to put it together this morning. Also, Juju Smith-Schuster, in concussion protocol, did not participate. You also has MVS, who has an illness. You've also seen that kind of with the Buffalo Bills, who apparently have had multiple illnesses, so hopefully everything's okay there. And then also Chris Lamons there, the corner, who is in concussion protocol at this time. As far as the Chargers go, yes, Khalil Mack had his rest day on a Wednesday. It is what it is. And then also Dustin Hopkins, the kicker, hamstring, did not participate. And then J.K. Scott, also an illness there. So again, I know it's the flu season. Hopefully everybody's feeling okay, but I'm really hoping that Mike Williams and company will return for the Chargers this week as well. I mean, Keenan Allen, you really don't want him to push it. He's just an overall stud where, I know, I'm sorry about my face. I'm getting blinds tonight, so hopefully it doesn't make me look so, it makes me look like an angel, doesn't it? I'm sorry. I'll stop. But overall, you're really hopeful that Mike Williams, as well as Keenan Allen, can really make it back for the Chargers. 2 huge key offensive weapons there. So, but this is the game of the week. Make no mistake about it. You got 2 teams that are really battling for this AFC West that probably have the best chance to win the division at this point. So game of the week, it's got to go to the Chargers and Chiefs. But let us know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. We greatly appreciate all the support that we've gotten and continue to get. You guys are all truly awesome. We love every single one of you. Down in the description below, you'll find all of our social media platforms, so give us a like and a follow there. Also, remember to give us a listen and sub on iTunes. And finally, if you have anything else you'd like us to cover, send us an email at thesportsbp@yahoo.com or put it in the comment section down below, and we would love to cover it. But let us know what you guys think about our game of the week for the Los Angeles Chargers versus Kansas City Chiefs.